Our Sunday readings are in a 3-year cycle, you all know that. So it takes a while for us to cycle through. And sometimes you think you've heard them all, because, well, you have. But different things stand out every time, like today's first reading. It always slaps me right in the face, this reading does. Well, Jeremiah in general. He has a way of getting under your skin, right up against you. And he doesn't mince words, part of the reason nobody liked him, aside from the fact that he was generally disagreeable and curmudgeonly. But it's a fair warning that Jeremiah gives. Woe to the shepherds who mislead and scatter the flock of my pasture, says the Lord. So I automatically equate that with priests, as Edwin nods at me, because we often use the shepherd-sheep analogy. But it can be for anyone who has been asked to care for anyone else, even if you're caring for just one person. Parents, teachers, priests, therapists, anyone who's in any kind of ministry, rulers both in church and state, anyone who holds a position of trust. Several years ago, I used to be president of a Jesuit boys' school in Ohio, and I always used to thank parents for entrusting their sons to us. Because that's really what they did, to entrust. To leave with us as educators their sons, that which was most precious to them. And they trusted that we would educate them, that we would be good examples for them, we would hopefully turn them into better people, into what we Jesuits call men and women for others. And I think the same can be said of this community. Sometimes we disagree, but we are all called to be people who live out the good news. We are all called to care for each other, to do it lovingly, thoughtfully, kind-heartedly, passionately. Every 4 years or so, our student population cycles out. And I've been wondering what will have happened to them after spending time here at Newman. It's something that we on the staff have been working on and incorporating into our planning for student ministry as we ourselves are trying to be good shepherds. And it's something I would invite all of us to embrace as members of this community as we prepare to welcome yet another group of new students in a few weeks. And so, what we have come up with as our stance, our outlook about what we do at the Newman Center as a campus ministry for students goes something like this. We say that the Newman Center is a Catholic campus ministry serving students at the University of California, San Diego. Our goal is to form men and women for others, active Catholics who are characterized by 5 qualities. We hope that these principles will serve as a framework for the spiritual growth of students while they are at UCSD, and also as a guide to their future spiritual growth. So that's our hope, that our students become active Catholics, men and women for others, who are defined by and who exhibit, if you will, 5 qualities. It could have been more, it could have been less. We settled on 5. So, through his or her involvement with the Newman Center, a UCSD student will exhibit the following qualities upon graduation. So first, we hope that during their time here with us at Newman, our students experience God in a real way, and that they form a relationship with God through regular prayer, and through participation in the sacramental life of the church, through reflection on their daily, personal experiences through the daily examen and other methods of discernment. That they allow their time here to be something that leads them to God, shepherded, if you allow me to use that analogy, by good shepherds who are in the community. Second, we would hope that our students, after their time here at Newman, we hope that our students understand and live out their faith through the Catholic Church, by participating in ongoing formation, Bible studies, prayer groups, spiritual reading, and so on, and by seeking out opportunities to grow in and learn more about their faith. It's what Jesus does with the apostles in today's gospel. Come away by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while, he says. In other words, come and take some time to pray, to be with God, to go to that place where you are alone with God and you are honest and vulnerable and you place yourself in God's hands. Third, we hope that our students cultivate habits of discernment relating to their life choices and what God is calling them to do, so that they might have a sense of their own abilities how that would affect their future careers, so that they might know how to use their talents for God's greater glory, and so that they might serve and minister to God's people in and beyond the church, that their choices may be made in light of the gospel. And after having reflected on and asked, what is it that God is calling me to do? Fourth, we hope that our students become active members of a supportive and welcoming community who seek involvement in the faith life here at Newman, and that then they take their experiences and share those experiences with their future communities. The vast majority of our students move on. They don't stay here in San Diego, and they will have to find new faith communities wherever they settle. And we hope that their time here will have shown them what a loving, supportive, and welcome community can be. And lastly, we hope that our students are committed to social justice, meaning that they have an awareness for those who are at the peripheries, at the margins, and that they respond to the call to be in solidarity with and serve those who are most in need. This has been a particular focus of the Society of Jesus since the 70s, and we hope that it becomes a distinguishing characteristic of our ministry here at UCSD. To experience God in a real way and to form a relationship with God, to understand and live out their faith through the Catholic Church, to cultivate habits of discernment relating to their life choices and what God is calling them to do, to become active members of a supportive and welcoming community, and to be committed to social justice. It's not a perfect blueprint, nor is it necessarily comprehensive. We'll have it on the website for those who would like to see more of it. It's simply a reminder of how we can all be better shepherds, how we are all called to serve God and our neighbor to the best of our abilities. And as we welcome this new group of students that comes in a few weeks, let's be aware of all of our responsibilities to be good models, role models for them as they live out their Catholic life.